Dreamed about this better life, this better life. We always felt it coming all along, yeah, all along. We got the keys to open paradise, yeah, paradise. Now let's go walking hand in hand. Come on, baby, we can hit the lights, make the wrongs turn right. We can smash the clock, make the pop go wrong. The keys to open paradise, yeah, paradise. And it feels like we could do this all night. The keys to open paradise, yeah, paradise. And it feels like we could do this all night.
Mabuhay and welcome to International School Manila's Commencement Exercises 2014. My name is William Brown and I'm the high school principal. I would like you to please be upstanding for the faculty and the senior class of ISM and then to remain standing for the Philippine National Anthem. Thank you.
Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong I want you to take a second and look around right now. Savor this moment. You made it. 196 seniors, beaming and stunning, been the youngest for the longest. But tonight, we'll be leaving. We're almost finished. And you know it, and you know it, and you know it. Good evening. I'm Andy Ayala, the Senior Council Class President, and I would like to formally welcome all of you to the graduation of the class of 2014. I have the honor of standing here before you today to represent this remarkably spirited, clever, quirky, and delightful group of young men and women. There are some words that can never be uttered too many times, and of them is a sincere and unadulterated thank you. Thank you to our teachers, our advisors, our coaches, who have ingrained in us the resolute and persistent drive to excel. Thank you to our guidance counselors, who have dealt with our constant complaints and probed us to find out who we really were, although they knew it all along. Thank you to our parents, who have loved us even when it became difficult. Thank you to ISM for being more than just a school, for being a home. And last but not least, thank you to the class of 2014. You know that feeling, perhaps when you're with your best friends and you think that your life is like a picturesque movie and you just love everything and everyone and you just start giggling all of a sudden because it all just seems too good to be true? Well, that's how I felt like every day with you guys. It's true because there's just something about this grade, this pervading presence, this stringent desire for greatness, this resilient spirit that makes the idea of graduating and hence saying goodbye to all of you sincerely bittersweet. I mean, I used to hear people say that high school was the best time of their lives, and to be honest, when I entered high school as a freshman and had to walk the hallways of our high school with intimidating upperclassmen and had to write a commentary for the first time and had to brave the lunch lines at the canteen, I'll admit I was taken slightly aback. But now that I've sweat and cried and worked alongside students who will go down as legendary ISM alumni, now that I've put my soul and lungs into preparing for and reveling in unparalleled experiences like Battle of the Bearcats, now that I've spent nights fervently discussing Hamlet on the Polo Club field and fist pumping with all of you in our very own high school canteen, I've come to understand just how brief and fleeting our time in high school really was, and how truly outstanding it's been to be surrounded by such exceptionally brilliant people. I know that when I look back on my high school memories, I will do so fondly. So wherever you came from, and wherever you may be going next, you will now and forevermore be Bearcats. So hold your head proud, and guarded with the enthusiasm and grit of our batch, walk into this world with all the boldness you can muster. Because as Edward Rinaldi from The Princess Diaries said, "The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all." From now on, you'll be traveling the road between who you think you are and who you can be. The key is to allow yourself to make that journey. So, 196 seniors, hungry and waiting. May 2014, and we're graduating. Take a breath, soak it all in. Look forward to where you're going, but don't forget where you've been. And now the time has come for us to part. But this isn't the end, it's only just the start. Go take part, love, laugh, live, and explore. But first, enjoy this time, our time, one last time, with the class of 2014. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the man who not only holds the distinguished position as Superintendent of ISM, but is also father to two of our very own classmates. I would like to invite onto stage Mr. David Toes.
Distinguished guests, members of the Board of Trustees, members of faculty, proud parents and grandparents, ladies and gentlemen, and most especially to the class of 2014, welcome. I'm not known as someone who wears his heart on his sleeve. Indeed, I'm not known as someone who even has a heart. But I have to confess that of all of the speeches I have had to give in my career, this is the one that I've been dreading. As far back as 2 years ago, when I was preparing for the graduation of the class of 2012, I found myself wondering what I was going to say in May 2014. And to my surprise, there were tears in my eyes. I have had ample time since then to prepare myself, and I am still completely unprepared. This speech is the formal prelude to my children living 6,700 miles away from me. Of course, there are holidays. Of course, we have Skype and email and Viber and WhatsApp. But I know that in a very short space of time, things will never really be the same again in my home. I haven't had the best of luck with technology in this arena, but I want to play our seniors something that may help them understand that being a mother or a father is as much about pain as it is about pleasure and pride. It's an extract from the wedding scene in Fiddler on the Roof, where the parents are watching their daughter as she prepares to transition into a different life. It may be another kind of goodbye that the bride's parents are saying, but as they confront the reality of the passing of time and the way that the relationship with their child is about to change forever, I'm sure that their words in the song will resonate with many of us here. And the very first of them, "Where is that little girl I carried? Where is that little boy at play?" are quite likely to make me tear up again. But what really strikes me about that clip is the bemused, baffled expression on the face of Cain Topple, who plays Tevye, the father, as he asks those questions. When did she get to be a beauty? When did he grow to be so tall? Because when I look at my children, I feel equally bewildered. How did all those changes happen in front of my eyes? Where did all those years go to? My most vivid memories of my children are when they were precisely that, children. I'm sure the same is true for most of you parents out there. The first time you held them, the first time they walked, the joy on their faces when they saw you if you'd been absent from their lives for anything longer than an hour. Is there any love like that? And do you remember the sense you had of being utterly dependable and perfectly infallible in their eyes? I can still picture my two as small children when, not for the last time in their lives, they were disagreeing furiously about something. And then I overheard Valerie defend her point of view with the statement, "Well, Dad says so." And Daniel acquiescing to this killing argument with an, okay. What a difference a few years has made to my reputation for sublime wisdom. Once a Moses-like figure in my own home, whose every word was seized upon by my twins as ineffable truth. Now, when I am brave enough to venture an opinion at the dinner table, there is scarcely concealed a disdain at the ramblings of an embarrassing family relic. Like Tevye, I am stunned at how those changes have happened in front of my eyes, almost without my noticing. Wasn't it yesterday when they were small? The second striking thing in the clip is that juxtaposition of the young and the old. The children gazing up at a ceremony that will, in the fullness of time, embrace them as well. The old looking on and reliving an event that was mirrored in their own lives when they were young and full of love and hope. That same juxtaposition is bound by the refrain, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the years. By the words of Tevye's wife, Goldie, I don't remember growing older. When did they? You will have noticed that I ended the clip just as Tevye sings, what words of wisdom can I give them? How can I help to ease their way? I hope you know that we parents would give whatever we could if it were truly possible for us to ease your way. But as our influence on your lives wanes, so do your responsibilities grow as you decide for yourselves what your own way will really be. That's what becoming an adult means. But you'll be pleased to know that I'm not going to forego this last opportunity to pass on some of my words of wisdom. And the first of these is that, hard as it may be to accept, we, your parents, were once young like you. We went through the same challenges, felt the same emotions and desires, dreamed the same dreams. We too believed that no one with wrinkles could ever understand what it was like to be a teenager. And just as we did, so too will you grow old. Even worse, the curse of genetics is such that you're going to grow old and resemble us. All of you girls who have teased your mothers about the ever-increasing array of creams and lotions and magic potions in the bathroom, all promising to firm this and control that and minimize the other. All of you boys who have sniggered as you watch your fathers on the beach suck in their expanding tummies or try ever more elaborate hairstyles to cover up that widening bald spot. All I can say to you is that you have seen the promised land. You may look at your parents in the audience. You may look at me and think, how ridiculous. I could never resemble my mum and dad. But believe me, one day you'll be 35. And that day will come far too soon. The most daunting concept we humans face is that we are mortal beings with an allotted span here on Earth. We do our utmost to measure time in order to be able to grasp hold of it. We talk of millennia or microseconds, but the truth is that the only worthwhile measurement of time is the human heartbeat. Don't wish your time away. Don't suddenly find yourselves at the age your parents are now, with a string of regrets and if-onlys and what might have beens. Don't waste this gift of life. Whenever I am leaving a place for good, I start to play the last game. Today is my last Monday to be in a particular place. Today is the last time I'll do a particular thing, see a particular person. I would guess that in these past few months, some of you too will have been playing the last game. The last trip you'll make for ISS, your last performance in the FAT, your last class with a special teacher, the last time for you to wear your full school uniform. That may have happened quite a while ago for some of you. But the most important last is that this is the last time that you will all be together in one place. You'll make pledges to meet up again, I know. You'll aim for a complete attendance at the reunion of the class of 2014 in 10 years' time or 20 years' time. But something inevitably will crop up, and one or two of you, 10 or a dozen of you, different ones and twos at different times, will always have some compelling reason not to show. Some of you on stage today have shared 13 or 14 years at ISM. But that special bond that has held you tight together is about to be broken. Remember that school is the place where most of us make our closest friends, our lifelong friends. It is easy, even in these Facebook days, to lose touch with people, to let friendships die, not to take the trouble to stay close to those who have mattered to us. The English writer Virginia Woolf once said, "I have lost some friends through sickness and some through death, but I have lost most of them because I couldn't be bothered to cross the road." I urge you to cross that road, to stay in touch, and to care about your classmates. In 90 minutes or so, this ceremony will be over. As you walk out of here, I want you to look around at what you're leaving behind. You came in here as students of International School Manila. When you leave, that will no longer be true. That part of your life is finished forever. You are grown up, and you're about to cast off the trappings of the child's world. That can be a sad and an intimidating thought. Don't let it be. You're starting on the most exciting part of your life's journey. There will be few adults in this hall who would not give everything they had to be in your position. Unfortunately, there is no second chance for us. This is not a rehearsal. You have wonderful lives out there waiting for you. Savor every moment you can. Thank you. And now I'm going to welcome on the stage our valedictorian and future Harvard student, Daniel Ung.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as I discovered I'll be giving a speech during graduation, I became perplexed. I knew the class president would be talking about how awesome our batch is. Ooh, 2014. I also knew that the faculty would be imparting some essential pieces of wisdom as we head off to college. So this led me to wonder, what am I to talk about? How am I supposed to enlighten and appreciate you all in under 4 minutes when there's just so much to say? So I consulted every high school student's best friend, Google. What to say in a valedictorian speech? After sifting through many articles on the first, and get this, the second page of Google, I narrowed down the list to 3 most frequent approaches to a valedictory. Number 1, profess your love to a significant other. Tempting, but I think I'll pass. Number 2, give some advice. I don't think I have enough experience to do this, so I'll leave it to the faculty speakers. Number 3, talk about some anecdotes and people that have been part of your journey. Now this I can do. So let's begin. It was 10th grade. I was enrolled in the most difficult class I've ever had to take in my academic life, advanced dance. I was constantly trying to compensate for the fact that I had no idea what I was doing by hiding behind the people who did. This worked for most of the year until advanced dance solos came around. I knew I was in deep shiitake. The rule for solos was that you're allowed to have guest dancers, but it wasn't easy to enlist people because generally nobody wants to get aboard a sinking ship. But thankfully, my two friends Patrick and Rayleigh came to my rescue, because being embarrassed with your friends is not nearly as bad as being embarrassed alone. However, my two friends couldn't be further away from dancers. Each of them 200-pound martial artists with muscles bulging out of their eyeballs. But for 1 week, they became my human punching bags as I choreographed the martial arts themed dance to the song Kung Fu Fighting, Hua. So together, we were able to fight our way through the performance. Patrick, Rayleigh, thank you. You've shown me what true friendship is. Another group of people who have shown me the meaning of an unwavering friendship is my band, Napalm. There's a saying, a single coal cannot sustain its fire for too long. For fire to grow, the coal must stick together. I was that single coal struggling to balance my academic and non-academic responsibilities. Thanks to Napalm, I found friendship, passion, and even sanity. From then on, my fire was able to grow, and I was surrounded by great friends. And I also need to thank another band of people. What makes ISM teachers so great is that they're all very multidimensional. Let me give you some examples. Mr. Kern is fluent in Russian. Senor Ramos, can imitate any Hispanic accent. Miss Clifford is a master at the reverse backstroke. I'm still not sure what this is, but it sounds pretty cool. Mr. Cook is writing a novel. Mr. Hobbins just got his master's degree in education. Mr. McLean is starting a sustainability organization. And Mr. Naz has an earring. Only in ISM do students have the privilege of learning from such diverse teachers who are not only knowledgeable about their subjects, but also about life. Life lessons are important, and my family has taught me how to live. My grandma, who unfortunately couldn't be here with me today, has taught me to live life with faith, humility, and authenticity. I also have incredibly supportive parents, but they are supportive in the right way. Ever since I was young, my parents would emphasize the importance of passion. They didn't care what I did, as long as I put everything I had into it. Although one would think it best for a child to play the violin, clarinet, flute, or piano, my parents, based on the numerous Clapton, Satriani, and Hendrix CDs I owned, deduced I'll be much better suited for the guitar. They encouraged me to play the electric guitar, knowing it would make me happy, and I would pursue it with passion. Thank you. Another important member of my family is my grandpa, who is here today. Hi, Grandpa. He shows me how vital it is to live life to the fullest and never stop learning. At the ripe age of 86, he goes to the gym every day. He's just learned to play the accordion from YouTube. And he connects all our family members across the world with his daily emails. Lastly, my younger sister Sammy is my best friend and my harshest critic. Every class council speech I delivered, I ran by her first. Every important assignment, I had her check. And every time I needed fashion advice, whether I asked for it or not, she gave it to me. And despite her tough exterior, she's incredibly sweet. Every year, she writes me a heartfelt birthday card. Let me show you my favorite. Has a skunk in the front. I love it a lot. Anyway, it reads, "Happy birthday, Blubber Boy. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the late Thursday nights in your room, dancing like British rock stars, and all the times you've been there for me when I needed you the most. I love you more than I love pudding." And she does love pudding. Okay. Oh. Let me close with an African proverb If you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. Seniors, we have come this far, and it's been one heck of a ride. But now, we have another journey ahead. No matter where we end up, or what we end up doing, let's always remember the bonds we made and the things we learned from each other. No matter what adversities come our way, let's remember, this is our war. 2014! Thank you.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Photograph and still frame in your mind. Hang it on a shelf for good effect, good time. Tattoos and memories and tested on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. The time has come to leave it all behind. There's nothing left for you, it's time to say goodbye.
And all the memories are cherished in your mind.
And now the next step is the journey you will find. Class of 2014, let's sing it one more time. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
We would like to introduce the next speaker, who is someone that has greatly impacted our grade. Not only has she been an inspiring English teacher to many of us, but an inspiring and incredible grade level advisor.
She has taught us, both inside and outside the classroom, the power of optimism and hard work. And with that, we would like to introduce the class of 2014 graduation speaker, Mrs. Andrea Thompson.
All right, thank you, Cara and Fishy. Thank you all for inviting me to speak tonight. It's certainly an honor. Greeting, beloved friends and families, as the esteemed ISM administration and board, my good-looking colleagues, and most importantly, the brilliant and bodacious class of 2014. Magandang gabi, and thank you all for joining us in this totally awesome commencement reverie. Seniors, and this is the last time I can refer to you as such. Before you leave here tonight, I think you should reflect a bit on your high school years. So let's go back to the beginning. Eons ago, when you were a professional motley crew, all braces and elbows and baby fat and puppy love. when the complex and mysterious future was simply a sprawling, sunny field. In those gawky glory days, if you remember, you created a learning journey map with your 9th grade English teachers. This assignment asked you to plot the points of your life, tracing your most important academic and personal learning moments. The contours of this map traverse memories of the first book you shared on Lola's knee, to the time you broke your arm when you climbed a tree, from the first sports team you made, to the moment you finally understood that learning has little to do with the grade. You remembered these points because the topography of time will always combine with emotions and people and life lessons learned in the oddest of ways. Since then, you have all continued mapping your learning journey, plotting the peaks and valleys of successes and stumbles. And whether or not you were here in 9th grade to create this literal map, you've all been plotting important coordinates that have led you to this new point on the map, today. So, before you cross this stage for the last time, let's consider what you've added to your map since that tender, awkward age of 14. No doubt your map has been a hero's journey of epic adventure and conquest and hurdles and heartbreaks. While the cartography of high school never did run smooth, boldly you managed balancing equations and co-curricular activities, building robots and relationships, editing films and crafting art and creating memories, all while teaching your internal editor to not always say what she thinks. You've pontificated upon imaginary numbers in the world of fictive literature while pondering the economic effects of elasticity and the Cold War's true frigidity, and the ways in which the laws of physics keep you from a really fun time, and that reading a good book is truly sublime, and the fact that not every poem has to rhyme. Because of this landslide of knowledge, countless times you've worked your pen into a tizzy as it danced across a page meridian, often tripping on perfect analysis. And then you remembered the fact that knowledge is just a theory, in which you uncover the ways of knowing about that which you don't know yet. Yes, you've suffered the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, but you've had a team of people who've guided you along that learning map, a team of people who are exceedingly proud of you. We are proud of your ambition and affability, your confidence and compassion, as well as your general goofiness and willingness to throw a fiesta in the face of stress. But as one of the many proud people here tonight, I hope you've learned much more than just what your teachers have proffered within the boundaries of classroom walls. For you've learned from every trial you've suffered and every trail you've blazed. On this very stage, in fact, many of you learned the importance of acting and dancing and singing and how important it is to make a fool of yourself. On the pitch, pool, court, and track, you've learned that being a part of a team is the first step toward winning, and on the playground, in the halls, and in the canteen, and in the HS guidance office, you've learned that the first step toward friendship is grinning. You've learned that music and laughing go hand in hand, and that the ever-perseverant Filipino smile is indeed grand. So whether your Bearcat map started in kindergarten or senior year, that longitudinal line that plots happiness across the terrain of your face certainly proves that just about everything is more fun in the Philippines. As international school students, you've also learned about the beauty of differences. For on this stage, we have over 30 nationalities represented who sit in a country with 174 languages comprised of 7,107 islands. The geography of land and culture and ideology divides us enough. So hopefully by being here, you've learned to sketch bridges in the atlas of relationships. For you will find that people are the most surprising points on your map. So as you populate a new panorama of friends, remember that happiness is the most sustainable resource and smiles are needed to effect positive change. And in this batch's best moments, I have seen you all create change, small and large, from body painting, shirt ripping, bob exploding joy to canteen club making and luggage dancing. And to understanding that when you supported strong female leaders, you couldn't go wrong. The class of 2014 has industriously paved its collective road with success, but more importantly, kindness. From saving sea turtles to planting rice in verdant fields and flourishing children's cheeks with painted flowers, you found patience in local orphanages, blessings in barangays, and hope next to a towering trash dump. You packed thousands of pounds of food for flood victims and then organized a kaleidoscope of events to raise yet more aid in the wake of Haiyan. You sang loud and proud in hopes of donating desks and supporting scholarship funds so other students in Metro Manila might draw their own maps. I have seen you all effect change. And change is what you must consider today, for you've got a great record of where you've been. But now you need to chart a new map that shows where you're going. This won't be easy. For the foreign forests you'll seed your next map with may mean you get lost in far-off places with bad food and lumpy beds and smelly airports. But if you've packed your bags with the most important lessons ISM has tried to instill, integrity, service, and merit, you'll navigate wisely. So on your next learning journey, remember, integrity is not just the quality of being honest. It's also about applying your moral principles with consistency to maintain social unity. And hopefully you've learned firsthand the concept of true, durable harmony from your fellow seniors and from the Filipino culture that pervades our community. People with integrity look beyond their own map and help others as they forge their way in a wide and wild and wonderful world. People with integrity look to propagate harmony through service. So do not forget the importance of that age-old adage, all for one, and one for all. Because living in Manila should teach you that the world is inhabited by people who need other people. The beauty of service is that it engenders merit. By serving others, you not only show respect, but you earn respect. So go, travel, venture forth like brave musketeers, gather loud friends and strange experiences as you wander tomorrow's wilderness. But keep integrity as your compass and service as your sextant. And you will be surrounded by good people and rewarded with merit. You will also be rewarded with failure. For often the maps we hope to draw don't end up the way we expected. Mountains are placed in our valleys of contentment, and unswimmable waters crash upon our emotional shores. But failure is just another word for creative outcome, and tough times always parallel a good party. So, glide deftly upon the tectonic shifting of life, because you all know quite well that the Bearcat spirit is truly waterproof. Now, though your favorite #IceQueen /potato_cheesehead is nearing the end of her speech, don't worry, this is not the final countdown. For lest we forget, commencement means beginning, the beginning of a new map. And seeing as you are tomorrow's landscape laureate, take out your parchment and quill, or iPhone and index finger, and begin to trace a journey that stands firm on your acquired knowledge, your unflappable integrity, and your willingness to serve. Because it's time to move. And we did begin this very year with a bayanihan. So remember, you've got a village out there who loves you immeasurably, who is ready to lift you up and carry you forward into a new, sprawling, sunny field, into the wonderful mystery that is tomorrow. But don't be scared, because balik bayan is also tradition. So once you've lived here, once you're a Bearcat, no matter what curve of the globe you eventually stand upon, you can always come home to the point on the map where perfect blue water meets sugar white shores, and where there is always a banca beckoning you. So class of 2014, good luck, stay classy, and rock on.
I'm Jimin Park.
And I'm Jakanir Kamutkanov. And now we will be awarding International School Manila's high school diplomas.
This is a defining moment, all of us on the stage earning the same high school diploma before we all leave to our respective colleges and lead different lives.
We would like to proudly invite Mr. Frederick Santos, Mr. David Toes, Mr. William Brown, Mr. Michael Dickinson, Ms. Lisa Ball, and Ms. Jennifer Melton to present us with our high school diplomas.
Alexei John Aguilan Acaccio. Eliza Joy Aguilan Acaccio. Sunina Ahuja. Malika Carlson Alabegovic. Maria Nicoleta Paran Ali. Carlo Luis Alvarez. Sylvia Colleen Alvito. Mercedes Holiday Arndt. Mohed Assad. Andrea Sofia Ayala. Sungyun Bae. Camille Banawa Balaloy.
Michael N. Way Bell. Isabel Mariana Paterno Benares. Andrew Berry. Disha Bhattacharya. Baka Bui. Ryan Thomas Bui. Catherine Santiago Cabagao. Daniela Luisa Angela D. Buncio Calma. Mathieu Jean-Baptiste Capuano. Samantha Louise de la Cruz Castillo. Samuel Baird Froberg Chapman. Anirban Chatterjee.
Thanapan Chalatanan. Aaron Chen. Nicholas Howard Ching. Charlotte Wingyen Chung. Sohyun Chung. Thomas Andrew Clark. Renee Emmanuel Javier Lopez Vito Concepcion. Scott Paul Gonzalez Cooper. Orla Noel Croak-Martin. Samantha Martinez Crow. Mason Naime Davis. Riley Ray Regasa De Vera.
Stefania Puyat del Rosario. Alexandra Isabel Ibe Del Val. John Anda Du. Varun Kumar Dagal. Jalene Adelaide Demlau Echeverry. Mayumi Delusha Edarasinga. Calvin Robinson Ehrenreich. Carlos Francisco Martel Esmindi. Dustin Stephen Ercolano. Andrea Bianca C. Fischer. Gabriel Antonio Castro Francisco. Jessica Fry.
Yueja Fu. Danielle Bianca Meglaque Fuentes. Yusuke Fukuyama. Harry James Gaskin. Giancarlo Gatti. Red Giuliano. Kimberly Christine C. Go. Alexandra Caitlin Lau Gokianlin. Alexander Paul Kansunji Gotianen. Callum Christopher Grigori. Jesse Alexander Haley. Kian Henry Didolf Hine.
Janessa Hill. Joanna Kadleya Hirsch. Katharina Jasmine Tan Ho. Jacob Michael Gifford Hobbins. Han Young Huang. Runa Ei. Francesca Trinidad Iriola. Sarah Catherine Jackham. Sheena Singh Jaggi. Javier Edgardo Hollandoni. Jae Woo Jang. Mark Christopher Jennings.
Benjamin Ted Amper Jimenez. Maria Bianca Isabel Rosales Jimenez. Iria Ann Vermeer Bergen Jimenez Garcia. Kituit Jitpukti. Megan Renee Johnson. Carlos Antonio Juarez. Cara Jude. Danya Kamayana. Aki Khan. Ji-Yun Kang. Sayoko Kato. Mina Kauser.
Mia Kawazu. Jaconier Kamudkanov. Liam Joseph Kilpatrick. Do Hyun Kim. Kyung Jun Kim. Song Yoon Kim. Tae Eun Kim. Yejin Stephanie Kim. Yusuke Kitamura. Lark Young Ko. Kento Kobayashi. Wakako Kobayashi.
Jeffrey Lucas Kobza. Tomoaki Koide. Teru Konishi. Colby Grant Kopetsky. Leonard Robert Cresserer. Manuel Philip Cresserer. Daiki Kuriyama. Farshad Labib. Charles David Lane. Robert Benjamin Hoy Lang. Lindsay Langevin. Daniel Julian Laurie.
Eun Young Lee. Eunice Lee. Ji Yoon Lee. Jin Young Lee. So Hyun Lee. Stephanie Karen Lenz. Isabel Selena Lopez Lilius. Patrick Gabriel Bonnen Lim. Sung Jae Lim. Yok Thang Lim. Andres Castro Limcalco. Gabriel Ramon Andre Logman Lorenzana.
Selena Louis. Sunghyun Ma. Rode Spencer Wendell Sandico Magapakal. Brenton Charles Edward Max. Charlene Grace Khalud Mamaril. Hassan Manapakov. Fatima Manapakova. Ariana Martine Mapua. Caroline Alexandra Maupin. Alex Cody McCorkle. William Allen McIntyre. Amy Sayaka Mez.
Ashley Wee Miller. Kelvin Chris Gonzalez Minguel. Ika Masawa. Muhammad Wa'i Al-Shafiq Muhammad Shafi'i. Zen Hamza Bilal Muhammad. Gaya Patrice Rakion Morales. Daniela Nicole Borromeo Mutuk. Andrea Cecile Narciso. Lynn Khan Nguyen. Isfandyar Khan Niazi. Jasper James Neitzer. Jose Ezekiel Manhaya Oliveira.
Dachan Park. Jimin Park. Panchali Paramita Pereira. Shivani Vijay Fadki. Celine Marie Delis Povergnas. Javier Enrico Castro Hank Poblador. Kamal Prakash. Dominique Gapas Purdue. Hyunjin Ra. Mary Michelle Rabaya. Chris Michael Reed. Rafael Alexander Salco Reyes.
Beatrice Tan Saban. Ridwan Khalid Sabur. Derek Sandhu. Michaela Alana Quevedo Santos. Adelet Sekizekov. Guy Sarat. Rohan Seth. Yu Chen Richard Shi. Kabi Shrestha. Ira Sadiq. Maria Elmira Tuanyo Silva. Santiago Bauman Soler. Joshua Craig Bermudo Serrano.
Kavita Srinivasan. Ramya Srinivasan. Karina She'en Sui. Stuart Lee C. Miguel Ignacio Wilson Tambunting. Paulo Edward Chao Tan. Bridget Montverde Tio. Hans Christoph Thiem. Sydney Michael Tinney. Mayanne Hobayan Todd. Daniel Jared Toes. Valerie Ann Toes.
Daniel Hongju Gabriela Reyes Villafuerte. Ayushi Bora. Amar Wadi Badi. Tu Yu Wong. Ayuri Wasaki. Christian Wilkerson. Grace Christine Wilson. Isabel Elena Divina Gracia Wilson. Roshan Wu. Youngju Yoon. Joy Lee Ming Yuan. Maria Cecilia Yulo Loizaga.
It is my privilege to provide a few brief closing remarks to this year's commencement exercises, and therefore to be the last official person to ever address the ISM class of 2014. I have to admit, I was a little worried when they gave me the title of their class song for this year's program, Good Riddance. I wasn't quite sure if that was a less than subtle message to me, and if not, then I was worried that you folk might take it the wrong way and think that the administration were keen to see the back of the class of 2014. Andy and her council assured me it was not the former, and I knew that the latter couldn't be more from the truth. In fact, a number of teachers have commented to me that they were very, very emotional last Friday at the Academic and Service Awards when we witnessed such a vast array of senior talent that would soon walk right out the doors of this campus for the very last time. It was like the heart of the rugby team, your playmaking fly half being ripped out of the run-on team before the World Cup final. The only consolation being that just like the All Blacks, ISM is very fortunate to be blessed with a wonderful batch of fresh talent, itching to make their own mark next year. But of course, and more importantly, it is our goal, indeed our responsibility as a school, to arm these graduates with their ISM diplomas and then to set them free, a little like Mr. Dickinson tried to do yesterday, guys. It has been my custom at this time to pose a few questions to the respective graduating classes. In 2008, I asked if they could cook, a metaphor for were they prepared for life after ISM. In 2009, I asked if they really knew, understood, and lived the ISM mantra of integrity, service, and merit. Another year, I asked if they knew how to kiss. No, not a sex education lesson, but rather imploring them to keep their life as uncomplicated as possible as they took on new challenges. Now, after sharing 7 of my own years at ISM, I want to ask the class of 2014 what I think is actually a fairly obvious question, and I'll explain that a little later. I want to ask them if they know how to fish. Okay, let me explain. 7 years ago, when I applied for this job, I naturally did the first thing anyone would do and open the school's website. I'm guessing that most of you, when you considered your move to Manila, did the very same thing. When you opened the old school website, you received the landing page with the proverb, give a person a fish and you'll feed them for a day. Teach them to fish and you'll feed them for a lifetime. Therefore, it is only logical to propose to the senior class that if ISM has indeed done its job, then the class of 2014 will all know how to fish. You will not be looking around for quick fix handouts, but rather actively engaging in your surroundings to seek and to understand the necessary processes from which to gain sustenance and then to flourish. We have added on our Learning at ISM page a slightly different version of the old proverb. It now reads, "You can teach a student a lesson for a day, but if you can teach him or her to learn by creating curiosity, he or she will continue the learning process as long as they live." Okay, as you may have guessed, I enjoy fishing. And so in deciding to talk about fish and fishing, I of course did what our valedictorian, Daniel also did, and found boatloads of quality research sitting right there in Google. In fact, I could probably make my speech this long, or maybe this long, or maybe this long. But I know that I need to finish and keep it brief. But I do promise you a few more fishy jokes and puns. Sorry, fishy. So here are 3 fishing tips from Mr. Brown. Subtitle, "How do you navigate your next ocean adventure?" And this time, seniors, I'm not talking about Boracay. Tip number 1, you need to have the right attitude when you go fishing, whether it be early in the morning or late at night. I think the latter is more likely with this bunch. You must bring with you the right attitude, and you have the power to determine and choose that attitude yourself. I've said this before, but when you wake up in the morning and swing those feet out of the bed and onto the floor, you have the power to choose what attitude you will take forward with you. And I know of no research that suggests that it is best to wake up grumpy. Further, to be a good fisher person, you need to have a great deal of patience. Fishing tip number 2. You are currently a very big fish in a very small sea. You are soon to become very small fish in a much larger ocean as you move beyond the pond that is ISM. You need to maintain a sense of purpose, and remain flexible and adaptable. Don't be too proud to practice catching the small fish first, rather than trying to snare jaws straight up. If, however, you throw the little ones back, you might get lucky, and the mummies and daddies might come by later. There is no substitute for hard work, and putting in the required hours of preparation for your fishing trip will pay off with a fine catch. The best fishing trips are those thoroughly prepared to coincide with the right environmental conditions, the tide, the moon, and other factors. So always do your homework and research, rather than jumping in and casting your line just anywhere. If, however, you are not catching anything, find out who is, and then work out how to do it better. Notice I did not say copy them, but invent a way to do it better. Brown's fishing tip number 3. When you become separated from the school or your parents, a la Finding Nemo, you need to have your wits about you and trust your instincts. Instincts that ISM has honed over the course of your ISM experience. Beware of the sharks, other predators, and of the bottom feeders who will always try to pull you down. Use your available technology wisely by having key coordinates of all of your favourite spots, including safe harbours. But don't let your GPS rule your life. And lastly, if you happen to fall in and out of love, don't worry, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Okay, enough with the fishy tales. Class of 2014, you have now received your diplomas. You are very shortly about to leave this stage for the last time and depart from your school, ISM, with a legacy as one of the most amazing batches in the 94-year history of the school. I believe you have set a new benchmark as one of the most cohesive, together, tolerant, and genuinely nicest bunch of students that many of us have had the pleasure to teach. This has been exemplified in so many ways over the years, but none more so than at yesterday's senior celebration, and by witnessing the Hogwarts Hall theme for this year's graduation. The magic of Harry Potter lives on in the class of 2014, and it is clearly well enabled by a fabulous group of mums who assisted with the planning of graduation 2014. Thank you very much. The class of 2014 has it all, from a valedictorian who plays tennis, softball and bass guitar and jazz band, to salutatorians who rap, build robots and make gold medal winning cultural convention speeches. You have rock musicians, classical musicians and musicians who play and enjoy music from your own parents and my generation. You have environmentalists, thespians, filmmakers, stand-up comics and hip-hop artists. You have some of the oldest and some of the youngest seniors ever, I think. You have rugby players who dance and dancers who use their skills as student ambassadors. You have outstanding tennis players who have won ISS gold for all 4 years of their high school experience. And you have athletes who did the unthinkable and defended their ISS track and field gold, having won it last year for the first time in the 35-year history of ISS. It's worth an applause, right? As Ms. Thompson adequately described, you have developed an intrinsic sense of service, and you have collectively roared with tremendous Bearcat pride, even at your own graduation. In terms of fishing, I think your catch quota is overflowing. You have consistently displayed the highest skills, knowledge, attitudes, and values that we as a school have placed before you. Class of 2014, I ask you please to rise. To symbolize the conferring of your ISM diploma and that you have individually challenged yourself to meet, fulfill, and exceed ISM's graduation requirements, I ask that with your left hand, you move the tassel on your mortarboard from your right to your left. Ladies and gentlemen, ISM presents to you the class of 2014.